Hello, everybody. This is a reading for Chapter 1 of Chasing Shamrocks, Book 2 in the Mistletoe Valley series, written under my pen name, Jolie Mays. So, Chapter 1. This was the last place she expected to be. It was supposed to be harmless fun, meant to help her relax before the Valentine's dance, followed by 4 weeks of running trivia nights for Connor and Colton at their bar. Instead, Chloe Green was laid up in a hospital bed with a broken ankle, broken leg. It was close enough to her ankle. She had enough painkillers in her system to make the doctor's words be a blur. She knew she should be thankful it wasn't her ankle. It would take much longer to heal than the break she had experienced. But, seriously, what were the odds that she would break her leg in the same spot she'd broken it before? Sighing, she reached for the phone on the tray beside her bed. As much as it pained her, Chloe knew she had to call her sister Marissa. There was nobody else she could trust to run the trivia nights and not try to override everything she had already organized. Even though the sisters didn't get along, Chloe knew she could trust Marissa with her business. They weren't the same people they were when they were teenagers. Checking in the caller ID on her phone, Marissa answered it even though the number wasn't stored in her contacts list. It wasn't very surprising. An unfortunate accident at a wedding the weekend before had resulted in a loss of contacts and a very expensive new purchase. She had unwisely not saved her contacts list in the cloud before the accident involving a golf cart, a pond, and an overly excitable 4-year-old with limited parental supervision. She thought the number looked an awful lot like one of her family members' numbers, even if she couldn't recall exactly who it was. She could be wrong, and it could also be a potential client calling about her services. Wedding and events by Marissa. Marissa speaking, she greeted the caller. Better safe than sorry when it came to her phone and random calls. Is that any way to greet your older sister? Chloe's voice came from the other end of the line. Chloe? She pulled the phone away from her ear to check the caller ID, even though she already knew Chloe's name had not popped up. Who else? Did you delete me from your contacts list? My old phone got destroyed, and I lost everybody's numbers, Marissa explained to her sister. Well, that sucks. An odd beeping noise came from Chloe's end of the line, but Marissa was tired enough to not recognize the sound. What had you calling me? The last time we spoke, you were in the middle of a big project for the Double C Bar and Grill. Chloe went silent for a moment before audibly taking in and releasing a deep breath. About that. I need your help. Marissa pulled her phone away from her ear and stared down at the number on the screen. That number still looked like it probably belonged to Chloe, but Chloe never asked for help. Chloe never needed help. Hello? The voice on the other end of the line said, Marissa? Bringing the phone back to her ear, she asked, Is this a prank? Are you sure you're Chloe? Positive, Chloe's voice answered. I broke my leg, she bluntly added. Oh, Marissa replied. Oh, okay, yeah, She struggled to find the right thing to say. Are you okay? It could be worse. Broke in the same place I broke it before. Turns out it didn't heal properly. What happened? Marissa could already see what was about to happen and started checking her planner app on her tablet. Chloe never asked for help, and it was leaving her disjointed. A little kid ran in front of me while I was ice skating. I swerved to miss him, hit the wall surrounding the rink, and fell backward. My feet somehow got twisted up, and one leg landed on the other one in just the right spot. At least you didn't cut yourself with those skates. Chloe hesitated before replying. Yeah, but I'm still out of commission for the next 4 weeks, minimum. And you need me? Marissa still couldn't believe it. Chloe rarely asked for help. What about Krista? Krista is too busy with her hands full preparing for the business crawl on St. Patrick's Day. She's having to go around to the local businesses and see who is willing to sign up, if they are willing to donate anything to the auction that will be run that day, and get everything ready. An auction? It's supporting some foundation, but I didn't pay enough attention to remember. I was too busy getting the Double C trivia night set up. Chloe's words were starting to slur, either from drowsiness or pain meds. What do you need me for? To run them. Freezing, Marissa blurted out the first words that came to mind. Can't Connor or Colton do that? While her words came out slowly, Chloe's answer came relatively quickly. Connor hates making himself the center of attention, and Colton is too busy with everything else on his plate. Tax season is coming up, and he's going to be working on not only the bar's taxes, but his and Connor's as well. I have a wedding in 2 weekends and a consultation on Thursday next week. The trivia nights are on Tuesdays. You can drive down the day of, stay over at my place, and drive home on Wednesday. You live in Beech Grove. That's only 45 minutes away. Marissa went quiet as she considered her options. Chloe never asked for help, and she was stunned it was happening. But she also never got along with Connor Whitman. He might only be a few years older than her, but Marissa had been friends with Colton, Riley, and Krista growing up, and frequently ran into Connor. Marissa? Drawing in a deep breath, Marissa agreed to help. I'll do it for you and Colton. Can you give me his number? Chloe cleared her throat. About that. A sinking pit formed in Marissa's stomach as she waited for her sister to drop the next set of bad news. About what? Because Colton is busy with taxes, Connor is the point of contact for the 4 events. You'll have to talk to him. But he hates me. A flash of memory had her hesitating. That was a decade ago. You aren't that high school sophomore anymore. I walked in on him with his girlfriend at the time and then told his mom. There was more, but Marissa wasn't going to get into the rest of the story with her sister. You didn't know she wasn't supposed to be in his room, and his mom sent you to go get him for her. You just happened to be over there working on an assignment with Colton and that weird girl. And she couldn't send Colton because he was already helping her and had his hands full. Miserably, Marissa whispered. I remember that way too well. I wish you didn't. Chloe shrugged. Even if Marissa couldn't see it, will you help me? That's what sisters do, Marissa replied. You'd help me if I needed it. Somehow Marissa felt Chloe's relief over the phone as she explained what she had done. Everything is already set up. I have the questions and everything. You just have to run it. Krista's advertising it. There are already flyers up at every place that will accept flyers. And social media? Chloe went unnaturally silent. Even Marissa, almost an hour away, could tell that her sister wasn't moving. Chloe? I forgot about social media, came out in a whisper. Don't worry, I can handle that. The turnover for the first event might not be as good as the second event, but I can handle a quick social media campaign. Marissa hoped her reassurances were helping out her sister. If it helps, I'll come down tomorrow and go over everything with you. Tomorrow's Friday. Don't you have any events this weekend? Not this weekend. Next weekend. I can spend the majority of my time in Mistletoe Valley helping you out if I need to. She paused. Except for the weekend of the wedding. You might have to stay at my place in Beech Grove. My new neighbor, Samantha, can help you if I'm not around and she's not working. Chloe grew silent again before whispering, I haven't even thought about how I'm going to manage daily tasks. She was embarrassed to admit that it had taken her this long to figure it out, but Marissa still had to ask, You're calling me from your hospital bed, aren't you? What gave it away? The beeping monitor. Oh. Look, I'll come by tomorrow and get you checked out of the hospital since I'm certain they aren't letting you go without a ride, and it's... Marissa quickly looked at her watch. After 10. I still don't have a cast yet, Chloe confessed, and they didn't like my blood pressure. She paused before adding, but they gave me some pretty decent pain meds. Right. High blood pressure will land you in a hospital bed for overnight observation. I'll be there in the morning around 8. Work on those breathing exercises Grandma had us practice when we were younger. I miss her. I do too. The sisters chatted for a little bit longer before Chloe had to go. Somebody had come in to take her to get a cast. Marissa wasted no time packing a wide range of clothes for an extended stay in Mistletoe Valley. When she had left after high school, she vowed she would never return, but she would also do anything for her sister. Chasing Shamrocks is available on Amazon and in Kindle Unlimited, along with its predecessor, Valentine's Day in Mistletoe Valley. I hope you give it a chance. Happy reading.